You have watched a lot of music documentaries. Do you have a favorite, a personal favorite?
The one that I always mention is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Running Down a Dream, done by Peter Bogdanovich.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4-hour-long documentary.
Right, I was about to say, you could have done that with Dream Syndicate or with Steve Wynn.
When I started the Steve Wynn project, that's actually what I had in mind. I thought, there's my 4-hour subject. But making a 4-hour-long movie is so much work. Yeah. You definitely need a whole team and things that you run into because of licensing things and copyrights. It's impossible to do this without having even more funding or a record company behind you. Mm-hmm. But this movie about Tom Petty, it's so good. I've talked about it with quite a lot of people, and either someone says this is ridiculous. It's why should it be 4 hours? It's way too long. Every time I start watching it, before I know it, 4 hours pass by. So I think it's really well done, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to make it my own film, just a classic style documentary. Mm-hmm. Some people say it's a bad word, talking heads, right. But it's the kind of music documentaries that I love watching myself. For example, the documentary about Oasis, Supersonic, or the recent documentary about Eric Clapton. Not once in the whole movie you see him talking on screen. It's always his voiceover with either archival footage or photos, and I just stop watching halfway. I want to see someone telling his story. Mm-hmm. That's why I decided to choose this format, and that's, for me, it's just perfectly done in the Tom Petty movie.
Yeah. Sure, and you could see the joy or the frustration in their faces, like when you're talking to who's the guitarist who left, and he's like, I don't even want to remember these. I don't remember the songs, and
that was Paul Cutler.
Yeah, that was Paul Cutler. It's like I don't. He was done with it. It was good to have him on camera and to see his face when he's like, "Yep, it's never going to happen again. I'm done." And it was kind of a moment. That was one of the best moments in the film. Like, oh, okay, so this, or like an interesting moment.
And he was so honest about it.
Yeah, it was matter of fact.
Yeah, he was just done with the whole thing. And what I just learned. There's a solo record of Paul B. Cutler coming out I don't know the exact date, but in the next few months. So that might be very interesting. From what I've learned, he's mostly interested in playing acoustic guitar at the moment. Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking forward to what he's come up with after all these years.
Yeah, but he was, and still happy to talk to you about the old days. Even though he doesn't want to play the music, he's happy to talk about the Dream Syndicate, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. As he says, it was a very, until the last few months, it was a really great time in his life. And it was the perfect band for him to join at that moment.
Right.